Hi everybody, I'm talking about hemp with this video. I'm at a website called Hemp 101, or actually it's Leafly, and there's an article in here called Hemp 101. What is hemp? What is it used for? And why is it illegal? And actually, hemp is one of the oldest domesticated crops known to man. It's been used for paper, textiles, and cordage for thousands of years. There's a Columbia History of the World, and it states that the oldest relic of human industry is a scrap of hemp fabric, and it dates back to approximately 8000 BC. And so there are many varieties of the cannabis plant. Hemp is also called industrial hemp. It's the non-psychoactive variety of cannabis, sativa. It's got less than 1% of THC. And so it's related to marijuana. It comes from the same cannabis species, but they are definitely distinctive in their chemical makeup. And so hemp cannot get you high, in other words. The only thing hemp can really do is give you a migraine or a headache. Marijuana gets you high, hemp cannot. There's not enough THC in it. And so the parts of the hemp plant that are used are mostly the hemp seed and the hemp stalk. And so the hemp seed is a type of nut. It's used in bread and things like granola and cereal and protein powders, so it's edible. And then the oil is used as fuel, as lubricants. It's put in varnish, dressings, cosmetics, things like that. And then the cake itself is used as a type of animal food or flour. The stalk, you can use it as mulch. It's used as animal bedding, insulation, cordage, rope, netting, canvas, things like that. It's also used in paper as a biofuel, ethanol, and then also as a type of cardboard. So many industrial uses for hemp. Let's see, last year the Hemp Industries Association, HIA, estimated that the total retail value of hemp products sold in the United States is at 620 million. However, all the raw hemp materials were imported. It wasn't grown domestically. We didn't create an industry here and use it domestically or export it. We imported that hemp from other countries. And so, more on that later. Hemp is a rotation crop. It actually detoxifies the soil and breathes in CO2 in the soil. It requires a lot less water to grow and no pesticides necessary. So it's actually more environmentally friendly than traditional crops like cotton. So again, it cannot get you high, but it can compete with cotton for generating money. So I don't know, maybe that's an issue. But anyway, one of the reasons why hemp is not grown on an industrial scale in the United States is the 1937 Marijuana Tax Act. It strictly regulated the cultivation and sale of all cannabis varieties, including hemp. The Controlled Substances Act of 1970 classified all forms of cannabis, including hemp, as a Schedule I drug equal to heroin, even though hemp has less than 1% of THC. It cannot get you high. It can only get you a headache. But it's been equated to heroin. So it just makes no sense. But basically, it's illegal to grow in the United States, and that's why we have to import it. And so, let's see. As a result of this, people have kind of forgotten that it does have an industrial use. And so there are efforts to help make hemp a comeback, definitely as an industry. The 2014 U.S. Farm Bill allows states that have passed their own industrial hemp legislation to grow industrial hemp for the purposes of research and development. And so Kentucky, Colorado, and Oregon are already doing that. They have hemp pilot projects, and other states are currently pursuing similar legislation or programs. And that's along the lines of legalization of medical marijuana and then the medical use of marijuana. There are states also making similar efforts to allow the cultivation of industrial hemp. It's for economic reasons and just for practical and common sense reasons. And in January 2015, the Industrial Hemp Farming Act, and this is HR 525 and S 134, it was introduced in the House and the Senate. If it passes, it would remove all federal restrictions on the cultivation of industrial hemp. It would remove its classification as a Schedule I controlled substance. And so if this federal prohibition of industrial hemp is finally repealed, the world's oldest domesticated crop will once again be available to serve mankind. And so again, hemp is used for things such as granola, bread, protein powder, fuel, paint, body products, animal feed, and then mulch, cardboard, animal bedding, insulation, carpet, canvas, netting, bags and shoes, and then as for bioethanol. These are what hemp is used for. It's not used for getting high, unless you're seeking a headache, and you won't be high. You'll just have a headache. You'll have a migraine. So that's what hemp can and cannot do. And so these are things that have to be decided apparently at the state level until the House and Senate kind of reach an agreement that this should be passed, that hemp should once more be used as an industry here in the United States. And Trump wants to make America great again, wants to create jobs, wants to stimulate our economy, stop all this importing so we can actually do some exporting. And this is, one such thing that can easily be accomplished state by state, the hard way or the easy way at the national level, just one fell swoop. Anyway, several states have already shown us that it can be done and it should be done, and maybe it'll catch on. Thank you.